Start right here. So, hi guys, I am Sierra. In case you guys didn't know, I'm assuming you guys are here from TikTok, so you guys have at least seen me once. But this is me living, breathing, a lot cuter on Zoom, I would like to think. Anyways, thank you guys for coming to my Zoom call today. So I kind of wanted to start with talking about what trading is and what trading is not, because I think a lot of people here, like obviously like on TikTok, I was like, yeah, I made six figures when I was 18, whole thing. Let me tell you guys right now, if you are here because you think you're going to turn 10 bucks into 2 million in 2 days, you can go ahead and log off. Go ahead and log off. This is not going to be for you. Trading, while yes, it is profitable. Trading, while yes, it is fun. While yes, it is a great tool to have. It's not something that you're going to turn $2 into 2 million overnight. It's not a get rich quick scheme at all. And that's why I super emphasize education when it comes to trading. Because realistically, like how many people in here, just by a show of typing or whatever, have been in a trading group before or have any, you know what I mean? They have trading groups where they send out call outs and stuff like that. Has anyone in here been in a trading group or talked about trading or whatever? Okay. So for those people who have been in trading groups, the reason why I feel like I need to focus on education is because realistically, you guys can go join a trading group today and they'll send you out call outs every single day. We send call outs now in the Crystal chat, in Crystal Academy. However, if you're just going off of call outs every single day, you will never know how to trade. Like, yes, technically you can take my trades every single day and be profitable and make $1 million and be happy and whatever. But if I wake up one day and I decide, you know what, I'm done trading, I'm done sending call outs, you're done for it. Like, it's basically just like if you copy somebody's homework for the entire school year and they transfer schools, now you failed and now you're gonna have to get a GED. You know what I mean? So essentially when it comes to trading, you have to know what you're doing, And so when it comes to trading, I want you guys to understand that there is something called trading psychology. And so trading psychology is essentially the whole psychology behind trading. When it comes to everything, when you actually execute a trade, trading is very emotionally stressful. Like if you let you lose $200 in 2 seconds and see if your day is going fine. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of emotional aspect when it comes to trading. You have to make sure that you have that mental fortitude. So whenever you guys do set up trading accounts and whenever you guys do decide, hey, I'm going to fund my account, I'm going to start trading, when you put that money in your account, consider it gone. Like consider the money in your account already gone, because if you lose even $1 of it, it's going to ruin your day. I promise you that first loss, the first time I took a loss, I don't think I looked at the chart for like 3 days. I was sick. I didn't want to talk to anybody. Everybody was like, hey, Sierra, how's your day? I was like, you know what I mean? Because I just lost 20 bucks. Like, don't talk to me, So when it comes to trading, you have to really be mentally strong and just be able to understand that when you enter a trade, there is never 100% guarantee. If somebody is sitting here trying to sell you 100% guarantee, this method works, they're lying to you. Even the most proven strategies in trading do not work 100% of the time when it comes to trading. So I just want to get that out the way so you guys know what you guys are getting into. Yes, trading has made me so much money. Yes, trading has been so fun and opened up doors for me, but I've also taken losses. Trading is one of those things where losses are inevitable, but every single loss that I've taken, I have learned from it. And that's why today I don't take losses more than like $200 because I know where I make my mistakes at, right? My biggest loss was $20,000. And that was a terrible day in my history. I was in class and I was trading. I shouldn't have even been trading in class. I just minded my business and paid attention to the teacher that I'm paying tuition to learn from. But no, I thought I was Miss Trader of the Year, lost 20 bands, didn't eat for probably a week. Because let you lose 20 bands. See if you eat. See if you're hungry. Anyways, yeah, so when it comes to trading, be very mindful. So one thing I want to tell you guys is for everyone who this is their first Zoom, welcome to Crystal Academy. I am so blessed to have you guys here. I'm super passionate about trading. I love what I do. It's changed my life, and I pray that it can change your life as well. So we do have a lot of Zooms. I would recommend watching either one of the intro to trading Zooms, because on those Zooms, I kind of went over what trading is, what trading isn't, calls, puts, this kind of the basic terminology. Let me see if I can find the PowerPoint that I made when I did that, because if that's the case, I can send it in the chat right now, so that way you guys can have it. So give me 1 second. No, it's like 22000. That's what I lost. Let's see. Okay, so let's just talk about trading since then. Will I be doing any live trades in this Zoom? No, I don't trade at this time. I trade the open of the market. So I'm on Central Time Zone. So at the market opens at 8:30. So I trade at 8:30. That's just me. That's how I trade. That's what makes me happy. The reason I haven't lost more than 200 since then is because I just cut my trade. So if I'm in a trade and my loss is at 200, I just cut it. I just exit the trade. I don't like to hold anything past that because my chest will start hurting. So yeah, essentially people were asking me like, what is trading? I don't know where to start. The first thing I'm going to recommend to you guys is to watch either one of the intro to trading Zooms. The reason why I can't do an intro to trading Zoom every single time I get on Zoom is because some people have watched those Zooms, right? So some people have seen those Zooms and they're like, okay, cool. Like, I know what I'm doing, whatever. So I would really suggest watching those Zooms. And also I have a video in the platforms tab of the Discord, which basically tells you how to enter and exit a trade. It's 3 minutes. 3 minutes long. Trading is not that hard. 3 minutes long. Okay, you'll be fine. I personally use TD Ameritrade when it comes to trading. That's the platform that I will teach you guys off of. The very last Zoom that I did, so hold on, I'm looking in the Discord right now. If you guys go to the tab that says Zoom recordings, that last general Zoom on 6/7, that's the Zoom where I went over Thinkorswim. I went over how to use a platform, what everything means. So that Zoom is going to be helpful for that. And so I really appreciate the fact that you guys are willing to learn trading and you guys are excited about learning trading, because trading, like I said, love trading, you know? So do you guys have any questions so far? I think it would help if you guys had questions and I could answer them. You'll need a custodial account, Julia, since you're a minor. So you can trade under 18. You're just going to need a custodial account. And that's just going to be, you just need your parents' permission to sign that or to start that account. Yes, this Zoom is always going to be recording. I don't recommend any books because I personally didn't read books to learn how to trade. I don't know what you mean, Tony. Making content. The membership. So if you do join the Crystal membership, right now it's $15. Woo! Use the code 10K. In the Crystal membership, we have 4 admins now. So if you want to learn Forex, I'm scared about Forex, but people trade it. We have a Forex admin. We have 3 admins who trade options. And so they send out call outs. And so it's just, what do you call it? So basically you could take any one of our trades. You can take the trades that I take in the morning. You can take the trades that they take in the morning. So that way it's like, you'll have a blueprint. They're going to start doing Zooms. I'm going to talk to them about it. I do Zooms in the Crystal chat. So the Crystal chat, I actually taught them how I actually enter into my trades. So it's just like a whole thing. So yeah, if you want to enter the Crystal membership, it's going to be in the FAQ tab of Discord. And they send you an email. Priscilla, they should have sent you an email and you can claim your role through there. If you are a mentee, you get Crystal membership automatically after it's over. So that's also that, but mentorship is closed as of right now. But yeah, I think the Crystal membership is worth it. I'm always in there and I teach in there, and all my Crystal members seem like they're learning something. So But yeah, so when it comes to trading, guys, there's two concepts you guys have to understand. There's going to be the concept of calls, there's going to be the concept of puts. So when you're trading, essentially what we're doing is we're betting on a stock to either go up or go down. So if you think the stock is going to go up, that's considered a call. If you think it's going to go down, that's considered a put. So that's literally just it. And the reason why trading options is different from stocks, let's say you guys buy a stock, and you buy Apple, right? And the minute the stock goes down, you've lost your money, right? But with options trading, you can make money whether the market goes up or down. And so that's why I like it a lot, because if the market goes down, I'm up regardless. If it goes up, I'm still up. So that's the reason why I feel like options trading is a better option than just buying stocks. Obviously, always have your long-term portfolio, but I think this is like the best route to go through it. Any questions before I open up a chart for you guys? Am I doing mentorship in August? I think so. I think so. Mentorship is 500 and it's not opening up again until August. But until then, that's from the Crystal Chat, it's $50. But mentorship is 6 weeks. But even if you guys don't want to spend a singular cent and you guys just hate me, whatever the case might be, I will always be teaching in the general Discord. It's just going to be general teaching, because obviously every Zoom, there's a whole bunch of new people and I'm so blessed and I so love that. But I can't keep building up when, you know, there's always going to be new people. So they'll always be kind of basic, kind of general. So yeah, you will be able to rewatch this Zoom. And why doesn't everyone do options trading? Because options trading is scary. A lot of people get scared when it comes to options trading because obviously it's high risk, high reward. You can make a lot of money, but on the downside, it's like if you don't know what you're doing, you can also lose money in that regard. So let me open up a chart for you guys so we can just look at a chart and see what happens. You said, I still don't understand how you can't profit from shorting / put. I know it's a bet. You can make one regardless. Is this a membership Zoom? This is the general Discord Zoom. So yeah, if we look here, this is what a chart looks like. When it comes to trading stocks, if you guys want to know what stocks I trade, this is my watch list right here. These are the stocks that I usually trade. I more than likely won't trade any stocks outside of this list. So if you guys want to know, hey, what stock should I trade? You guys should trade these ones minus SPX. The reason why I say minus SPX is because it moves a lot. And it's pretty volatile. So if you are a beginner, I would not suggest trading SPX at all. But if you guys wanted to write that down and just make sure what's going on, then yeah. Ariel, do you need membership like Crystal membership? The Crystal membership, we live traded today, and that was at 8. I put it in the chat. We did a live trading today in the Crystal chat. The mentorship, we had a Zoom at 10, and then we also have a Zoom at 7. Yeah, it's always going to be 10 and 7 today, or it's always going to be 10 and 7 for mentorship. But yeah, so this is a chart. Question off topic, but how much is taxes for profit? So when it comes to taxes, in trading, people will tell you, they'll be like, oh, it's 40%. And technically, yes, it could be anywhere from like 30 to 40% on taxes. However, you can deduct your losses from your taxes. So that really helps a lot of people just being able to deduct the money that they've lost. It's not just like, oh, I made 10K, but it's like, if you made 10K and you lost 20, you're not going to have to pay any taxes, whatever the case might be. And I will also tell you guys to please get a CPA, because for me, for example, I make like 200, 100K off of trading. I probably pay like a penny in taxes. And the reason why I don't pay a lot of taxes is because I have a CPA to prepare my taxes for me. And so one thing I will suggest to you guys is to get an LLC if you guys find yourself profitable in trading, so that way you guys can write things off when it comes to trading. And so it also depends on which stocks you guys sell, because some stocks and some securities that you guys have aren't tax heavily at all. So it's literally all depending on what you trade, how much you traded, how much you made. So when people say 40%, that is not accurate, because that's not like that's it's so different for every single trader, you know what I mean? So yeah, I have this computer I trade on, and I trade on my phone. And no, it does. I mean, I personally don't miss these, so I'm not sure. But let's talk about trading. Let's talk about how to actually trade, right? So if you guys can watch the video, I'm gonna, once again, I'm just gonna type it in the chat. It's in the, it's 3 minutes long. It's in the platforms tab. And that video is essentially just going to tell you how to enter and how to exit trades. And so when it comes to actually trading, you have to be able to have a bias on why you would or would not enter a trade. And so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is chart patterns, because I feel like chart patterns are a great way to start for beginners on seeing where you would and would not enter a trade. So I'm actually going to put this in the, let me see. I'm going to put this in the community resources tab on Discord. Give me 1 second to find it. Right here. So I just put it in the community resources tab on Discord, so you guys can see that there. That is going to be a picture of chart patterns. So when it comes to chart patterns, those are things that you would like to see on your chart in order to make sure that you are on the right track. So if I open this up and share my screen, give me a second. Okay, hold on. Let me share this. Okay, can everybody see this right here? All of these little chart patterns that are here. Are you guys able to see it? Okay, so when it comes to chart patterns, these are ways that we're going to know what direction the market is going in. And so the reason why I want to talk about chart patterns is because I feel like for beginners, you can kind of see it as like a little cheat sheet as far as trading goes. So for example, what you guys see here, there's going to be continuation patterns and reversal patterns. Now, if you don't know a singular thing about trading, this is not going to make sense to you at all, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. One thing I do want to say to you guys though is please, please, please watch the previous Zooms, because I cannot go over the first thing every single time. So I would say the Zooms that are important, let me go on Discord actually right now and mention them. So can I even reply to this? Okay, so if you guys look in the Zoom recording tab, I would say start with this one. And then start with this one, and then this one. Hold on. I know you guys can't see Discord on my screen. I'm just saying if you guys on your own looked on Discord in the Zoom recordings tab, you'd be able to see it. It's okay. So yeah, I just replied to all of them so that way you guys can see where to start. But I would definitely suggest starting at the aforementioned tab so that way you guys can have an idea of what you have going on. But right here, these are chart patterns. Okay. So when it comes to chart patterns, this is what's going to tell you what the market is going to do. So let's say you see something that looks like this, you would know that it would do this essentially. That sounds super basic, but that's literally what chart patterns are. So the green little arrows on every single one is showing the direction in which it's going to go. And so like I said, if you guys have watched previous Zooms, calls means it's going to go up and puts means that it's going to go down. So if it says it's going to go up, you would take calls. If it's pointing downwards, that means that you guys would take puts. So one thing that's really helpful for people who are starting out is to have like this pulled up somewhere else, and then they can look at a chart and kind of like see if they can see those type of patterns. Does that kind of make sense? Like, okay, I see this pattern here, so I know it's going to go do this here. I'm going to pin it right now. Yeah, calls and puts, that's what I'm saying. P-U-T-S, puts, that's what I'm saying. Other question. So yeah, so let me actually pull a chart back up and then we can talk about this in real time. So when it comes to time frames, for people who don't know what time frames are, that's essentially going to be right here. So every single thing that you guys see here on this chart, right? Every single line is considered a candlestick. And so candlesticks is what we're trading when it comes to options trading. And so let's say we're on the 30-minute time frame. That means that every single time frame or every single candlestick that we see is going to be 30 minutes. If we're on the 15, every single candlestick is going to be 15 minutes, 5 minutes, so on and so forth. So that's how we're going to learn how to chart. Once again, if you guys don't even know what I'm talking about, please watch the previous Zooms. This is on TradingView. I'm going to type that in the chat for those who this is their first Zoom ever. This is TradingView, and that's what you guys are going to use to chart. You guys cannot trade without looking at a chart. And I emphasize this so heavily because I know a lot of people will be like, hey, like, do I need to, get TradingView? Yes, you do need to get TradingView. So you cannot trade without looking at a chart because the chart is going to tell you what you need to do in order to enter a trade, exit a trade, etc. Yes, Dreama, is that how your name is pronounced? Are you able to type your question or hold on? You can unmute yourself and ask.
My job is real loud. I don't know if you can hear me then.
I can hear you.
Okay, I was saying because it didn't seem like you was getting my questions. I was going to say, are you going to mark it up on the chart so we can actually see it?
Yes.
Okay, and what about going against the trend? Was we getting into that, or is this just basic information for those who don't know?
This is just basic information. This is the first time that I've introduced chart patterns into the Crystal Academy general Discord chat. We've talked about it in the Crystal chat and other places, but this is kind of like a general idea. And the way you can find that chart, it's going to be in the community resources tab on the Discord.
That was it. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Yes, you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Hi, so my question, I'm sorry, I low-key forgot it. I'm so sorry, I'm wasting your time. I'll just raise my hand again when I have another question, when I remember.
Okay, it is okay. There should be a raise hands area to raise your hand on Zoom. The reason, so TradingView is not going to be the platform that you're actually trading on. TradingView is what you chart on. You guys are going to need, in order to trade, let me just start here. In order to trade, you guys are going to need a TD Ameritrade account. And the reason why is because I feel like they're a lot easier when it comes to getting filled for your orders and actually being able to enter and exit. You guys will need a TD Ameritrade account. You guys are going to need a tier 2 cash account. So for those who are new, if you ask somebody in the chat, like, hey, how do I get approved for a tier 2 account? Ask somebody, and there is a video that will show you how to get approved for your account. You cannot trade if you do not have a cash account. The reason why is they have this thing that's called PDT, which is considered pattern day trading. So if you don't have a cash account, you can only place 3 trades a week. And if you place more than that, your account will be flagged and banned for like 60 to 90 days. So you need a cash account. You cannot trade without having a cash account, okay? And so TD Ameritrade is the brokerage that you guys are going to want to use. You can go online, fill out your application, and then it's basically a brokerage, just the bank that you guys use in order to trade on TD Ameritrade. So if you don't know if it's tier 2 and you want to know how to tell, you could just call them. They should tell you the minute that your account gets approved what tier it is and what you've been approved to be trading on. So you need a tier 2 account, otherwise you cannot trade at all. And you also need TradingView in order to chart. So the 2 platforms you guys need, you need TD Ameritrade for your brokerage, and you guys need TradingView to actually chart on. I see that you say you have Webull. The reason why I am against having Webull is because I've had a lot of people with my mentorships who have had issues getting filled for their orders. They haven't been able to place market orders, which you guys will need to place market orders for. There's just a lot of reasons why I'm not pro Webull, because I just feel like trading needs to be seamless, and that platform does not seem to make it seamless. You can't mark up your, I wouldn't suggest marking up your carts on TD Ameritrade. You need a separate device. Like I trade on my phone and I chart on here in order to enter and exit. If you don't have tier 2, call them and ask for an upgrade. Okay. When you ask what's a market order, once again, guys, I would say please watch the previous Zoom calls, just so I don't go over everything 100 times, you know. But a market order essentially is what you're going to need in order to immediately get into that trade. Because if you place a limit order, there's a whole, how do I put this in layman's terms? Long story short, you may not get filled immediately in for that trade if you have a market order. Exactly, Kenny. So I trade off of TD. I do not use MetaTrader. I would not use MetaTrader at all. But so when it comes to looking for chart patterns, because that's what we're talking about today, you can really look on any really time frame. You could use the 15, the 30, the hourly when it comes to chart patterns, because every time frame is going to tell you something entirely different about the market. And so it just kind of depends on whatever you want to use. You can unmute yourself and ask the question, the person who raised their hand.
All right, thank you. So my question was, why do we chart in the 15-minute time frame, but we trade in 1 minute?
So the reason that we actually chart on the 15, 30, and the hourly, depending on what strategy that we're using. The reason why we chart on higher time frames is because we want to be able to see the bigger picture in the market, right? So we want to be able to make sure that we're seeing what's going on. But the reason we trade on the actual 1 minute time frame is so that we can see everything as it happens. We don't need to see the bigger picture when we're actually trading, because we're entering and exiting. So it's not like because personally, the way I teach you guys, I don't swing trade. And swing trading just means that you're holding a trade for more than a day. I like to hold my trades for 1 to 5 minutes. So I don't need to see the bigger picture on a smaller time frame at all. That's why.
Thank you.
And Jessica, what is your question?
Hi. First, I would like to say, I've been watching the stocks that you put on the last Zoom meeting. And I seen Nevada. I don't have enough money to trade them yet, but they're at like a 52-week high. So I just want to know, what does that mean? Like, because everything is reaching like a 52-week high, and I have no clue what that means. Like, does that mean it's gonna go higher? What exactly does that mean?
So that means that in the last 52 weeks, price has never been higher than that point in time. And so what that means is essentially there's nothing up here. Like there's no past history for us to see. There's no past history for us to have charted from. So everything above is basically just creating new highs and new patterns. You know, it's like if you go to another country that's never been discovered before, you have to create new customs and new everything. So that's kind of what it means by it's a 52-week high.
But what does that mean?
So, I mean,
like, does that mean it's going to reverse?
That it literally just means that it's the highest it's been in 52 weeks. That does not mean it's going to reverse, because it can create new highs and create new highs and create new highs. So it doesn't mean that it's going to go down once it gets to the highest point. There's still area for it to go up. It's just never done it before.
Okay, and I do see why you like that stock, but I'm going to mute myself now.
It's okay. Exactly. Let's see, you raised your hand. Okay, what's your question?
I just wanted to ask about the TD Ameritrade app. There's TD Ameritrade Mobile and Thinkorswim. Which one would you recommend?
So you're going to need both. So Thinkorswim is the app that you guys are actually going to trade on. Where is it? Right here. Hold on. So realistically, we're just gonna ignore this little guy right here. But you're gonna need a Thinkorswim account. The reason you need a Thinkorswim account or a Thinkorswim app is because yes, you have your TD Ameritrade brokerage account, but like the actual app that you guys are using to trade on is going to be Thinkorswim. It's going to be the same login for your TD Ameritrade, but it's just going to be on the app of Thinkorswim. So like TD Ameritrade, that's just the app where like you would put your money in, et cetera, but you're actually going to be trading using Thinkorswim.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And
Okay,
so same thing, you're going to need a tier 2 cash account. And then if you're under 18, you can get a custodial account. Because I know a lot of you guys have asked, like, can you trade under 18? Yes, you can, but your parents are going to need to open up that account for you. Any questions, y'all? Any questions? You can just call them, just call TD Ameritrade and ask them what tier that you are. So that way they can let you know. And then if you're not a tier 1 account, you can call and ask them for an upgrade. And then yeah. So yes, you need Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, and TradingView. I don't care about Fidelity. That's not on my radar. And it's not necessarily that we're only trading once per day. You can take multiple trades in a day. I personally try to take one good trade a day and then be done. That's it. So, the reason why I'm not going to go over in this Zoom right now how I chart and what I look for in a trade is because that would probably take me like another extra hour. If you are in the Crystal chat, I did go over that for 2 Zooms in a row. But there's a lot of things that we talk about in general when it comes to looking for a trade. So like there's hundreds and hundreds of trading strategies. So like, for example, let me just look for, let's go to the 30-minute time frame. No, Jay, I did not have a problem with that. Let's just go right here. Hold on. This is NVIDIA. Oh, let's go to like Meta and see. But is everybody able to see that chart patterns document in the Discord? It should be in the, once again, hold on, let me see. It should be in the community resources tab. So let me just find an area that's like super duper obvious. Okay, so exactly, I also do see that, Jay. So right here, if we can all follow along by looking at our chart patterns tab, can somebody tell me what this is? By looking at the chart patterns document. Yay, it's a double top. Okay, so right here, this is going to be a double top formation. And so the way you would trade this is the breakout of, if you look on that document, the breakout of that blue line, which would on our area be right here. So the breakout below that level would be indicative of we would take puts because that's what it shows right here. So if you look at your document, you see it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you have that line there, and the break below that line is where you would enter to take puts on that area. And so this happened in the pre-market. And let me just talk about TradingView settings for a while. How many people have TradingView already? And you guys can sign up on tradingview.com. You guys can get a free trial. So that way you guys don't have to pay any money to begin with. So my TradingView settings are as such. You are going to need this blue area right here and this yellow area right here. TradingView is going to be the application that you guys use to actually use your charts on. And so you're going to need TradingView. Once again, please, please, please watch the past Zoom so that way everything kind of makes a little bit more sense to you guys. But my TradingView settings, the most important thing that you guys are going to need is if you go up here to this little chart settings area, you click on that, and then you go to symbol, data modification, and then session, you need your extended trading hours. The reason why you need your extended trading hours is because it's going to show you this yellow area right here and this blue area right here. And so by learning about what those mean, this right here is the post market and this is the pre-market, you need that. Yes, please, please, please watch the other Zooms. I'm telling you guys, like today I was going to talk about chart patterns, but then I got in here and there's a lot of people who it's their first Zoom in general. And I'm telling you guys to please watch the other Zooms because I won't be starting at square one for every single Zoom. And so that's the good thing that you guys have the Zoom recordings. Everything is recording. So that way you guys can follow along and that way you guys can see, you know, what's going on. But yeah. So yes, please, please, please watch the Zooms. But yeah, you guys need your extended trading hours because when you guys start marking up your charts and then it's right here, it's this little chart settings thing right here. It's under symbol and then data modification session, it's extended trading hours. But if you don't want to go all the way through your settings at the bottom right here, it may say RTH for you, but you want to make sure that it's under ETH, which is going to be your extended trading hours. And so one thing I can tell you guys, which could really help is if you guys look at that document about chart patterns, literally just look at the document and then also see if you can see any of those patterns on your chart to see what you see, where you would enter a trade at, et cetera, et cetera. And so I just think chart patterns are helpful when it comes to trading because it's in the where is it? It's in the community resources tab. That's where it's at. Right? Yeah, it's in the community resources tab. Yep. Any questions, you guys? I feel like when I came on to do the Zoom, I really wanted to talk about charting and such, but there seems to be a lot of people in here that this is their first Zoom call in general. So I feel like this may be a lot and all a little bit confusing. So let me think. Does anyone have specific questions? Like in general, like about trading that could probably help the average person. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I can't keep starting from square one on each general Zoom because when I asked, okay. So yeah, please watch the older recordings so that way we don't have to start from, you know, square one every single time. Okay, so someone has a question. Let me allow you to talk. Okay, you can ask your question, T. Yeah, I think I will make an announcement about it.
Can you hear me? Sorry, I was speaking and I didn't know if you could hear me.
I can hear you now.
Okay. So when it comes to like double tops and like other patterns, I know it's better to see it on higher time frames, but when you look at it, what time frame would you say is best in order to execute a really good trade?
So it just depends on what you're looking for. If you find a chart pattern on a higher time frame, it'll kind of help you know what direction the market is going in overall. If you find it on a lower time frame, that could be best for like actually finding a tangible entry and an exit. So that's kind of what I would say. Like higher time frames when it comes to chart patterns, they help you learn what direction the market could be going in, help you find an overall trend. And then on a lower time frame, it'll help you with your entries and exits. So like, for example, when you guys see, let me go back to this right here. So when you guys see this right here, I have the Pro Plus win, yes. So when you guys go right here, this on a lower time frame is going to help you enter and exit. So when it comes to charting, you guys, I would suggest for you guys to please start with memorizing the chart patterns. So that way, when you guys are actually on your platforms and you guys see this in real time, you'll be like, oh my goodness, I see this here. And so, like I said, every single green line is going to essentially tell you what to do in your trade. So like we have this double top right here. So every blue line that we see, yes, this is posted in the Discord. The Zoom will be recorded and this chart is posted in community resources in the Discord. Yeah, I can definitely state the subject for each Zoom, if that makes sense. And so the way you guys would look at this and the way that you guys would use this to chart, please pay attention if you guys are interested in charting. So the blue lines on this chart, those are going to be the areas where if you have that break above or that break below, that's when you would enter into the trade. So if you see this pattern forming, that break below wherever that blue demarcation would be where you enter the trade. And that green line is going to show you the direction in which you should go. So obviously if it's pointing down, you would take puts, and if it's going up, you would take calls. Does that make sense to you guys? Can I get a thumbs up or a yes or something if it's making sense?
Yes. Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
So if, for example, I'm trying to look for something I see. Tesla is kind of doing this kind of bearish flag pattern, but it's not exactly hitting. I wish I could show you. It's not exactly hitting the blue lines, but it's kind of giving that. Does it have to hit, or I'm not sure if you can see it, but if you could help me, that would.
What time frame are you looking on?
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Are you saying it's doing a what formation?
It looks like. Let me look at this. It looks kind of like a bearish flag pattern, I think.
And then on what time frame are you seeing that?
I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Oh, okay, sorry. So when you look at your chart at the top, it should tell you what time frame you're on.
I was doing this before. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was doing it this morning. I just remember doing it. I think it might have been. I can't pull it up now because I closed the chart. But if I do see it again, or if I see something again, hopefully I can like send you a DM or something.
Okay. So for the person who's asking if NVIDIA is doing kind of, what do they say? Like a bearish rising wedge right now, I would say so. I would say so. And so looking on here, hold on, looking on here, we have, okay, I don't know why it's not solid. Okay, so looking on here, we have this and we have this. So at the breakout of this, so assuming if it went downwards, Landon, these are quote unquote candlestick patterns. Chart patterns / candlestick patterns are the same exact thing, because it's patterns comprised of candlesticks. So yeah, at the breakout of this, we could look for a downside. So yeah, you definitely got it. This would be a bearish rising wedge right now. So if we can get a breakout below this with some momentum, that essentially would indicate we could take puts from here. And this is on the 15-minute time frame right now. Do you wait until after a pullback to take your trades? No. Sometimes I will, but I may not always do that. And also when you guys ask questions at the bottom of your Zoom screen where it says to, make sure it says to everyone and not just to host and panelists. So that way everyone can see your question. So that way it could be helpful to everybody. Oh, you guys don't see the chart. Oh, oops. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me mark this up again. For the person who did ask that question. Yes, I do see this as a bearish rising wedge. And so I'm on the 15-minute time frame right now. And so we have this right here, and then we have this right here, right? So I would consider this the bearish rising wedge formation. And so if we can get that breakout below this area, we can look to take puts there. So yeah, that was a great analysis for the person who said that. I totally forgot that it wasn't even shared on the screen. Do you ever trade stocks that just went public? Not usually, no. I traded Robinhood when it first went public, but like I'm pretty set with my watch list right here. The reason why I have those stocks on my watch list is because I feel like those ones move enough, they're volatile enough. So for those who are beginners, I always suggest to start with, when you guys actually do fund your accounts, I would say anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to start with. And the reason why I say that is because these stocks are a little bit more expensive. They do move a lot more, but obviously you would have to have the capital to be able to trade them. So how would you know when to take puts on the blue line? So if it breaks below this blue line, like if you look, Julia, on your, do you have the chart pattern sheet pulled up? If you look on the chart pattern sheet, once it breaks below whatever those blue trend lines are with momentum, that's when you would know to take puts from that area. And so when I say with momentum, that just means it's, you know, shooting past that line. If it's just kind of like trickling down, okay, cool, fine. But you would want to see like a significant move to the upside or downside, depending on what it is. So that's why I say when it comes to charting, guys, I would say start with chart patterns, candlestick patterns, whatever you want to call them. They're really easy to learn and they're really easy to know how to take your trades. If you want to try, like actually take trades based off of them, I would say use the 15-minute time frame. So that way you guys can see everything in real time. So blue is the post market and the pre-market is this yellow. Yes, watch this Zoom after watching the ones in the Discord. If you guys want to actually learn how to trade and not fan of two Zooms, not to be self-promo of the year, but I would say join the Crystal chat. Like I said, it is $15 right now. Because in the Crystal Zoom, the Zooms in there, I would say are, is anyone in here in the Crystal chat? Is anyone here a Crystal member in the Zoom? Like everyone here who's a Crystal member, would you say that it's helpful, or like would you say that it's helped? Have you guys started trading yet who are in the Crystal chat? Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, I personally feel like being in the Crystal chat is very helpful because I went over my actual entry strategy in there. I'm usually a little bit more responsive in there. If you do subscribe to the Crystal chat, you put the discount code, please put the discount code, don't pay full price when we have a discount code. That's the discount code. And then they should send you an email under whatever you signed up with, and you hit that email, and then it should give you an area to do the Discord role. Oh, you took the Apple trade with me today? Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, so I don't know, trading is, love of my life. The link is going to be, it's in the FAQ tab on the Discord. So let me just add everyone. Do you recommend getting a job to fund trading? Do you have a job right now? Obviously, you would need something to fund your trading account. So yes, have a job to fund trading. I always tell people who start to be really profitable in trading, don't quit your job from trading until you know you can fully support yourself off of trading. Not just like, oh, I made $5,000 in a month, I'm gonna quit my job. Because next month you could lose all five, if you don't know what you're doing. So yeah. Immediately when you purchase membership, they should send you an email. And in that email, it should be like claim Discord role. Is that how it worked for those who are in the Crystal chat? Yeah, okay. But yeah, so when it comes to actually charting, are you guys like this chart patterns? Obviously, we haven't gone over every single chart pattern, but do you guys understand like how you would look off of seeing that? Yes, Marquise, I do. Okay, so yeah, she said when she bought it, it said claim role. Can you take a look at GLD? What is GLD? Oh, I would never trade this usually. What you would think about it. Yes, it's a monthly subscription, but if you want to cancel it, you could just cancel it after the first month if you hate it and you hate me. I don't really care. So, but yeah. Look at GLD and see what you think about it. I usually would not trade this just because this is not within my sector, so I don't know how it moves. So yeah. Trolling, hold on, let me just look at this for you. When did you purchase it? Because I can check right now. Is it under that name? Okay, Trolling Jones. Okay, so on my end, it says your subscription never succeeded. It says they're gonna send you a refund. For some reason, it says that it failed because the zip code, this did not match the card on the file. So they're gonna refund you whatever you signed up with. It says your zip code didn't match. Can you check mine? Let's see. It says yours succeeded, Azandria. You should have gotten an email. To the Gmail account that's under there, you should have gotten an email to have you claim your Discord role. So I think I'm gonna keep it 15 because the $15, like it was like 50% off because I'm super excited, super blessed that we have 10,000 people in the Discord. So I think I'm gonna keep the discount code up until we hit 11,000. So for the next 1,000 people that we have in here, I'll have the Discord code up or the discount code up. But enough about money and memberships. Does everyone understand? Can you look at, obviously, do you think you'll be able to look at the chart pattern document or look at chart patterns and kind of try to find them? Obviously, you're gonna have to scroll back and look and, you know, double check. But I think that's a really great way to start when it comes to actually trading. She says, is it personal preference to use candlesticks versus just lines? Please don't use just lines. Please use candlesticks. I do trade QQQ. I do trade QQQ. I also trade SPY also. So you can find chart patterns on QQQ. You can find them on SPY. Even if you guys trade, you know, futures or whatever, you guys can find chart patterns on there. So it says, do you only look at patterns and only the time frame and try to label it? I don't know what you mean by that. Me personally, I actually don't use chart patterns as much. That's just because I use like smart money concepts and supply and demand. But when I first started trading, I used chart patterns because I felt like it was super duper helpful and it really helped me get like that basis for trading. So SMCI, do I use pivot points? No, but you guys should. I just don't use them because I use supply and demand. But if you guys want to use pivot points, these are going to be your support and resistance line. You can use pivot points. I just don't. SMCI. Okay, that's under the NASDAQ. Let's see, what's this? 239 and then 2. Okay, so it does move somewhat in day. I would have to go and actually like chart it out, but I'm not going to do that right now. But that's a pretty significant move down. Did they have news or something? Is that why you asked me to look at it? But yeah, also in the Crystal membership, guys, apparently all of my analysts went green today, so that's fun. And what that means is everyone who sent out a call out, if you took their play, you would have made money. So that's super fun. This is their first day. This is my first day having admins in the chat, so I'm super excited. So if you guys are in the Crystal chat today, and if you guys took any of their plays, you guys would have made money off of that. Wow. That is so cool. That is too cool, actually. But yeah, when new price targets come out, how does that affect your trading? What do you mean new price targets? But yeah, does any, real quick, explain to me, like when companies predict, oh, so that's gonna be, you're talking about earnings. So earnings actually happen only once a quarter per stock. So it just depends. Like the last time NVIDIA had earnings, I traded NVIDIA's earnings and I made $70,000 in one day. So that was crazy. Usually I don't trade earnings though, because it's definitely a gamble, it's high risk. Kamal, to answer your question, this yellow column is your pre-market area. And so this blue is going to be your post-market area. You cannot trade within these time frames. You can only trade in this white, and that's when the market is actually open. But the pre-market is helpful because that's what you're going to use to chart. So like, for example, if you're a Crystal member, like, you know, we chart based off of the pre-market, nothing else whatsoever. So yeah. How come when I put inputs and trend is going down, but sometimes I'm in the red? Maybe if you, what's today, Thursday? You have to check the spread on your contracts. Do you know what I mean when I say that, Carice? Have you heard me say that in any other Zoom or? So maybe it's the spread on your contracts, or maybe you didn't get filled where you actually thought you did. That's what I'm thinking it is. That's my thought process, at least. But yeah, that's about it for chart patterns. I feel like chart patterns are something where it's like you guys should look on your own. I'm going to add everybody currently in the Discord server. So that way you guys can see, for those who had a hard time and couldn't find it. So yeah, it's right here. The way you remove all your indicators is there should be like a little drop down right here, and you can just, you know, turn them on or turn them off that way. Like you should be able to do this, or you can just exit it out or hit that X and get rid of your indicators. But yeah, does anyone have any final questions? What do I think about HD? I actually used to trade Home Depot a lot. I think it's a really great stock. The spread on those contracts are usually never terrible because a lot of people don't trade Home Depot. I think it's a great stock to start with because it's expensive enough, but it's not as confusing. So when you guys pay for Crystal Chat, once again, whatever email you guys signed up underneath, you guys should have an email letting you claim your Discord role. That's how you should be able to see the chat. Jay, you should be able to see the chat that it's in. Like it's for everybody to see. Can you guys can't see the chart patterns, right? Like you guys can see that? Yes, Kamal. Yes, I do use trend lines sometimes. So yeah, mainly memorize the chart patterns from the sheet and see where you can find them, because those chart patterns will tell you where price is going to go, what you should be doing, etc. when it comes to chart patterns. So yeah, that's that. Y'all, I'm so hungry. I've been up since 7. It's 12:30. I haven't eaten a thing. I've just been sitting here marinating. Do I mark supply and demand zones every morning? If I see them, yeah. Oh, Jay, it's in the FAQ tab. When you first started with the small account, what percentage of your account were you using for each trade? I'm not going to answer that because I don't want anyone taking my advice or saying that I need to do this too, but close to 100. But that's because no one taught me proper risk management when I first started trading. So don't do that. Not recommended. So to add real-time quotes to your paper trade accounts, you would just call TD Ameritrade, ask them to turn them on. That's it. What percent now? Right now, my trading account, like I have like 2 accounts, but like the account with the majority of my money in it, I probably have like $200,000 in that account. So I probably trade with anywhere between $2,000 to $10,000 per trade. So whatever percent that equals to, very small percentage of my account. Very, very small percentage. to add a stock to your watch list, you would just go to this little plus button and then you would add symbol. Would you say people overcomplicate trading? 100%. 100%. When it comes to trading, I'm a quote unquote day trader, Ashley. When it comes to trading, I think a lot of people do overcomplicate it. Like I just taught supply and demand to my mentorship, and literally supply and demand is literally just like little candlestick, big candlestick. Like I think a lot of things in trading really just people make it seem like you have to have learned for 7 years in order to be profitable, and you have to paper trade for 3 years, in a row before you start live trading. But like realistically, like my first round of mentorships, like they were profiting weeks 3 and 4. You know what I mean? So it's not like trading is a concept that you have to take years to keep there. I just keep my money in my trading account because I just don't need money in real life. Like I take out enough money to pay my bills and stuff. But realistically, I would rather keep my money in my trading account so I can have my money make money for me when I need it to, instead of just having it sit in my bank account. So a trading account is essentially another bank account. So it's like, if I wanted to take all the money out, I could and just, put it in whatever account I wanted to, but I just keep it in there because I don't need it. Like when I need to pay bills and need to go buy something, I'll withdraw the money. But other than that, I don't really need money like that, But yeah, trading definitely gets overcomplicated though. Definitely gets complicated when other people try to teach it. So you just have to find a teacher that you guys like. Like you may not even like the way that I talk or the way that I teach. So like it's just important to find somebody that you relate with, someone that makes things make sense to you, because like I may not make sense and then somebody else might make sense. So when it comes to trading, make sure that you are learning from someone that makes things make sense, because trading can get really scary because there's a lot of big words. It's a whole new concept. Essentially, trading is like a foreign language. Like when I talk about things with trading, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it sounds so scary, So make sure you find a way that you are able to learn and someone that you can learn from that makes you feel comfortable and makes things make sense to you. So yeah. But I think that's all I have for today. I'm about to pass away because I'm starving. So any questions? Who did you open your business account with? I got an LLC in the state of California. And then I opened my first business account with Chase. I have Chase Business, Ashley. No, seriously, like I'm so hungry. I'm about to lose my life. I'm starving. I'm literally starving. So, oh my goodness, yay! Congratulations, Diamond. Every time someone texts me and they're like, I made profits because of what I learned from you, I'm like, me. But yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing and then I'm gonna go get something to eat. I think I got a CPA once I made my first $10,000, Halima. That's when I invested in getting a CPA. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go and eat because I'm starving, and I will get this uploaded for you guys. Thank you guys for coming to the Zoom. I hope you guys learned something. And yeah, so once again, join the Crystal Chat. It's $15, and I think you guys will learn a lot more in there. So I will see you guys next week.